Hello, coin collectors, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're going to look at some Canadian 5-cent coins, and here they are. And we're going to go through them all individually, but I just wanted to show you some of the Queen Elizabeth portraits on here, and then we will move them out of the way and go through them individually. And of course, you see this one up here, and those of you who connect Canadian coins, Canadian 5-cent coins, know what this one is. And of course, this is the first year, the 1953 version of the Canadian nickel or 5-cent coin. If we look at the front, you see that there it is Queen Elizabeth II. This is the Mary Gillick first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II when she was 29 years old. And this is my Bungle. One of the channels we deal with sometimes is called Bungle Collects Coins out of the United Kingdom. And Bungle sent me what he calls his swizzle stick. But as you can see, I broke it, but I'm still going to use it. If those of you who know Bungle, if you can just say, look, DC Coins needs another swizzle stick, please send him one. This is a weird coin, and many Canadian coin collectors haven't seen this that often, and that's because it's a 12-sided coin. It's the smooth version of the dodecagonal 12-sided coin, and if we look at it, we see that it's not round at all. And it says this is the first year, the year that Queen Elizabeth, of course, became queen. And it says Elizabeth II, Dea Gratia Regina. One of the things that collectors of United Kingdom coins will notice is that it doesn't say the Brit Omn, or Britomn, which is the Queen of all Britons, which was on the United Kingdom coins the first year, but it was not on the Canadian coins the first year. So the first year of the Canadian nickel with Queen Elizabeth II on it. And of course, the back of it has the beaver on a little beaver lodge chewing a piece of wood. And you can see the chewed piece of wood here. You can see the beaver tail back here. At the top, it says 5 cents. And notice that it's not a 5-cent coin like the US and some other places. It's a 5 cents coin. On the left side, we see a maple leaf. On the right side, we see a maple leaf. And then right here, we see a KG. And that's for George Kruger Gray, who designed and engraved the back of this coin. At the bottom, we see that it says Canada. And of course, there's the year 1953, the coronation year for Queen Elizabeth. This is an interesting coin because it doesn't have the beaded outer rim on it. The beads actually become part of, it's more like a geared rim where it actually touches the outside. So if you look at these here, this is also an interesting coin because you almost never see it in this quality of coin. Even though this is a circulated coin, look how shiny and new it looks. Here's the problem with these coins, and that is that this version was a chromium plated steel. So this version really gets scratched up and gets kind of an odd tin looking color to it sometimes. So that's the first one, the 1953. So what they did was in oh, and I should tell you how many of those they made, right? They made the first year 16.6 million of them. So they're all over the place out there. This one might be worth as much as $5 just because they didn't last well in this condition. The next coin is the same Mary Gillick portrait, first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. And this one you can see is round. So if I put them on top of each other, you'll see that they are about the same size, but one is round and one is dodecagonal. This one came out in 1963, and if we look at this, this one is a 64 version, and this one was a nickel coin, so it's all made of nickel. And again, that's why in the United States they call them, in Canada they call them nickels. So this is a 64. They only made it in 63 and 64, and they made 78 million. So if you have a 1964 Canadian nickel, it's probably not worth very much unless it has something really funny on it, and that is on some of these coins there's an extra water line on the 64s, and it is not on this one, but there's a water line, and when you count through them you'll see that there are 8 water lines instead of 7. But that's not this coin. But if you do have that one, it's worth about $20 minimum to as much as, $35. Next, we change portraits. So this, we finally get to the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. So it moved from the Mary Gillick, of course, to the Arnold Machen second portrait. And at this point in time, all the Canadian coins had the same exact engraving as the United Kingdom coins and a number of other Commonwealth country coins. Again, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. And at the top, we have the 2 prongs, which tell us that this is the Arnold Machen second portrait, but also that this is the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. We tip it up another smooth edge and tip it back, and we see this is 1973, and that's George Kruger Gray again with the beaver chewing the log.